A standard topographical map of the Indian subcontinent shows a purely physical reality: the Himalayas, carving rivers, and landmass borders. But anthropologists see a secondary layer over this terrain, an invisible map of sacred spaces built not from geology, but human belief. Sacredness emerges whenever a specific meaning, emotion, or features. You see this in a mother watering a household plant every morning. To a botanist, it is just flora. To her, it embodies a goddess. The sacredness lives entirely within her relationship to it. Scaling these isolated points of connection can eventually physically redefine the geography of an entire subcontinent. Mapping these spaces requires a specific scale. It begins at a single sacred site. Group several together, and you get a sacred cluster. Connect multiple clusters across a region to form a sacred segment, and link those segments to reveal an entire sacred geography. The Buddhist pilgrimage network functions as a massive sacred segment. It is anchored by 4 milestones from the life of Gautama Buddha, known by the shorthand LBSK. This stone spire marks the Mahabodhi temple at Bodh Gaya, where Buddha achieved enlightenment. It stands as a primary anchor alongside his birthplace at Lumbini. Further along the map is the Dhamek Stupa in Sarnath, built where Buddha delivered his first sermon. The network concludes at Kushinagar, the site of his death. Connecting these 4 locations across northern India and Nepal traces the path millions follow to form a cohesive, regional sacred segment. Linking these coordinates to specific moments in a teacher's life transforms ordinary ground into a narratively connected spiritual territory. Different faiths project different shapes onto this land. These sandstone temples at Palitana show how Jainism anchors its geography to high elevations, turning mountain peaks into clusters for meditation. Sikhism maps its geography through centers of religious authority, identified as the 5 Talks, seats of power and leadership distributed across the subcontinent. Hindu tradition centers on the Tirtha, literally a crossing place or a ford. It is a physical point where the ordinary world is believed to intersect with the divine. The Char Dham tradition creates a macro-geography by placing 4 major pilgrimage destinations at the extreme cardinal corners of India, stretching a massive quadrangle across the map. Badrinath serves as the northern anchor. Tucked beneath snow-capped peaks, it represents the remote and difficult physical reality of reaching a Tirtha. Layering the 12 Jyotirlingas and the 108 Shaktipithas over the map creates a dense web of glowing points that covers nearly every region. This density is powered by Tirthayatra, the physical mass movement of millions of people traveling from one sacred point to the next. Maintaining this geography requires the constant physical presence of people moving between these anchors. The map persists only through the ongoing act of pilgrimage. This conceptual map has physical consequences. Assigning spiritual meaning to land dictates how communities interact with their natural environment. This is sacred ecology. In Jain and Buddhist traditions, it is driven by the principle of ahimsa, the commitment to avoid injuring any living thing. This sacred grove thrives because of stories like Buddha meditating beneath the sal trees. When a religious narrative surrounds a patch of nature, it acts as a shield against logging and destruction. On a larger scale, viewing the river Ganges as a divine entity brings millions to its banks for ritual bathing. This spiritual value creates a continuous social demand for the river's preservation. By overlaying the physical world with a nap of sacred meaning, humanity developed a highly effective system for environmental conservation long before modern ecology existed.